You know that Brian Duncan is a perfectionist in everything he does, from the food, pairings, to, I mean, just the whole layout of his restaurant. I, for one, learned a great deal from Brian. I mean, I always learn a lot from Brian. When I go out to visit him at his restaurant in Chicago, walk into that place and it's just comfortable. You've got booths, you've got this monstrous oval wine bar. It's been put together just perfectly, where everything is within reach, all of your resources there. People are very, very attentive. This is a new age of wine. Gone are the days of pretension.
What's the point if you can't have fun with this and you can't be relaxed about it? This is one of my favorites. It's a sparkling Vouvray, 100% Chenin Blanc from Loire Valley.
What is a sophisticated thing to swirl your champagne before you smell it?
I'm always into drinking it. Well, certainly take a sniff, but you want to drink it.
Where on earth can you go besides Austria and take some different Gruner Veltliners?
This is Gruner Veltliner, and this is from Kamptal, Austria, and Hans Syrah from San Luis Obispo.
It just feels comfortable. It feels happy. It's lively. The place is always packed, which is really the best indication that they know what they're doing.
This place is a place where people can come and sort of roll up their sleeves and dive in, and like I said, really tour the world through their glass. There's not many places that you can do that with the freedom that you can do that.
It's like a really eclectic kind of like combination, like funky meets kind of like conservative, artsy kind of blend.
Like I've said before many times, heaven forbid, make it fun and make it educational at the same time.
And the food and the wine, they're just perfect. The matches are just spot on.
The program that they've started here has been great. It's educated me and educated the cooks and the servers, and it's a great program.
You know, a lot of wine people are crazy about the wines they bring to the table without regard for the food. And unless you companion, what you're doing is you're fighting on the table. It's up to you.
Oaky, toasty, smoky with a hint of chocolate. I mean, I just want to say that.
Right? And I wanted to show what I thought were really beautifully handcrafted wines made by passionate people and companion them with our food so that they'd be there in harmony. And over the time, I began to make friends with many of these people. Well, along the way, I came across Han Estates. And I noticed just about the time we were opening this restaurant that there was this sort of quantum leap in quality, and I knew something was up but wasn't quite sure. And I made a comment to the local distributor, and they said, well, you know, they have a new winemaker. And I said, well, they should keep him.
You know, I visited Brian Duncan at Bin 36 for the first time about 5 years ago. And immediately, I mean, it just clicked.
I knew that Adam accessed incredible fruit because he was putting it in his own wines. And not only that, I think the most crucial point is when the wine is finally blended. And Adam understood my desire to really control that part of it.
Working with Brian is very satisfying in that he knows what he wants, he's got an excellent palate, and I actually had an opportunity to learn from the guy because he gets to taste wines from all over the world. He probably tastes more wines in a single week or two than I do an entire year.
Han Estates is built around quality. And for me, when I recognize the kind of quality and the consistency that a winery or a winemaker's achieving, I attach myself to it so that we can go to the next level.
He brought to the table a different way of thinking about Central Coast wines. And he came in with no preconceived ideas of how they're supposed to taste, how they're supposed to be structured. And he put them together based upon what he thought was ideal in his mind. And so he got a chance to work with the flavors that I work with every single day, but he assembled them in a much different way. And so they've got these really unique little notes to the wines, little angular edges that I didn't really think about.
So we've been able to come up with some really incredible wines. This Pinot Noir is a great example of it. It's the third vintage. And we look forward to a really bright future of finding some of the best fruit available to us to produce really the best wines for our guests.
But the wines just turned out phenomenally, and I actually ended up having to go back and recalibrate some of my blending techniques based upon what I learned from him. It's not about always the big lush styles. He likes wines that are a little more austere, that have a little more, I don't know, you call it character, layers of flavors, and that's what he was shooting for when he put the wines together.
So that means balance. It also means harmony. You can expect wines of great texture, great aroma, generous aromatics, and wines that are complete. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The approach should be one that's pleasant. The flavors should sort of release themselves in almost a striptease-like quality, peeling away of layers, that there's some complexity. And then the finish, something that's very satisfying, that has structure and some acidity to it that makes you know that it's going to go with food. A complete experience, and that's the goal with the wines. And I think that we achieved that with someone like Adam, because he's looking to see another interpretation of the same fruit that he's working with.
The wine that we put together for Bin 36, the Bin 36, the Cabernet, the Merlot, the Chardonnay, and the very, very, very special proprietary blend, the DNS, isn't about pretension. Wine is and has been for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, everywhere else in the world, a part of everyday life.
Having a meal together is a family tradition. And in many countries around the world, it's a family tradition with wine. We're catching up as Americans in that regard. And I think the timing is right for it. We really, really believe that wine has traditionally been trotted out and presented in a very stodgy and even pretentious way. We believe that what's the point if you can't have fun with this? This is my version. This is my gospel, and this is my approach.
It doesn't matter whether it's a expensive Cabernet or a cheap bottle of Gamay Beaujolais. If you like it, and it's made from grapes, and it works with your meal, God bless you. That is exactly what wine is supposed to be.
Celebrating life.
This is a new age of wine.
Drink wine, live well, have fun.